In this section, we will focus on hallucinations in AI. At the onset, I would like to mention that hallucinations are one of the biggest challenges faced by LLMs like ChatGPT, and many learners, especially beginners, don't fully understand why they happen, how to mitigate them, or their real-world implications. So have you ever seen an AI confidently give an answer that sounds right, but is completely false? So this is what's called a hallucination. So AI hallucinations happen when an AI system generates responses that are false, misleading, or contradictory. My favorite way to describe hallucinations is plausible sounding nonsense. So unlike humans, AI doesn't think or understand in the way that we do. It generates responses based on patterns that it has learned from data. And it can sometimes happen that those patterns or responses, they sound very logical, very convincing, but they are completely fabricated. And this can happen with text, images, code, or even voice outputs. For example, imagine that you have asked an AI for a list of books written by a particular famous author, and in the response, it also includes one that doesn't even exist. Or maybe you requested an AI generated image, and the person that is in the image has maybe 6 fingers. So these aren't just mistakes, they are technically called hallucinations, where AI basically invents information that isn't real. Now, this isn't just a minor issue. AI hallucinations have led to real-world consequences. For example, chatbots' responses ending up as legal cases, AI assistants writing code that doesn't work, and so on. To start with, let's look at some AI disasters that have become public. In February 2024, Air Canada was ordered by a court to pay damages to one of its passengers. What happened was that the passenger needed to quickly travel to attend the funeral of his grandmother in November 2023. And when he went on Air Canada's website, the AI-powered chatbot gave him incorrect information about bereavement fares. The chatbot basically told him that he could buy a regular price ticket from Vancouver to Toronto and apply for a bereavement discount later. So following the advice of the chatbot, the passenger did buy the return ticket and later applied for refund. However, his refund claim was denied by Air Canada, quoting that bereavement fares must be applied for at the time of purchase and can't be claimed once the tickets have already been purchased. So Air Canada's argument was that it cannot be held liable for the information provided by its chatbot. So the case went to court, and eventually the passenger won, because the judge said that the airline failed reasonable care to ensure its chatbot was accurate. The passenger was awarded a refund as well as damages. So the lesson here is that even though AI can make our life easy, but in certain contexts, the information that AI provides can be legally binding and cause issues. So this is a classic example of AI hallucination, in which the chatbot messed up relatively straightforward factual information. The second example is that of a tutoring company, iTutor Group, that was sued by the US Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC. So what happened was that they used AI-powered recruitment software that unfortunately rejected all female applicants that were aged 55 or older, as well as rejecting male applicants who were aged 60 or older. This resulted in unfair disqualification of 200 applicants who were automatically rejected by the software. The EEOC said that more than 200 qualified applicants were automatically rejected by the software. So age discrimination is unjust and lawful. This was quoted by EEOC Chair Charlotte Burrows, who also said that even when technology automates the discrimination, the employer is still responsible. So in the end, iTutor Group had to settle for an upward of $300,000, and they also promised to address the issue of age discrimination going forward. As the use of AI becomes more pervasive, it is just too tempting to leverage the power of AI to find case precedents, that is, prior legal cases in which certain judgments were passed. This is exactly what Schwartz, a New York-based attorney, did in the court of US District Judge Kevin Castell in 2023. He basically used the OpenAI chatbot to find prior cases to support a case filed by Avianca employee, it's an airline employee, Roberto Mata, for injuries he sustained in 2019. But at least 6 of the cases submitted in the brief, basically generated by AI, didn't even exist. And this was obviously caught by the court. So, in an affidavit, Schwartz informed the court that it was his first time using ChatGPT for conducting legal research and that he was not even aware that the content generated could be completely fabricated. He also promised never to submit AI generated research without verifying it first. So, he was eventually fined by the judge. This is yet another case in which AI hallucinations landed someone in hot water for simply not knowing that AIs could hallucinate and give back content that sound perfectly plausible but is completely nonsense. The list goes on, but you get the idea. Frankly, in my opinion, AI hallucinations is one of the main reasons why AI is unlikely to completely replace all jobs in all spheres of life. We would still need human vetting, checking, verification to ensure that the output has been generated in a logical way and is not completely wrong or fabricated.